Welcome to the latest edition of Carpool Aftermarket with myself, Mark Field, IWF Chief Executive, and I'm delighted to say that all the way from Florida.
Yes, Florida, Miami,
Florida, Ryan Moul from CEO of WAI. Good to see you.
Great to be here, Mark.
And thank you for bringing the weather with you.
We've had one or two good days with the rain.
Yeah, it's got a little bit better, hasn't it? So what we're going to do is go for a drive, find out all about WAI, and find out what brings Ryan to the UK. Which isn't your first time to the UK, is it? You've been here a few times. You've been to our dinner.
Yeah, many times. It's maybe my 20th time here, but seem to be getting over quite a little bit more these days.
Ah, right, brilliant. Well, always welcome. And jumping straight into all things automotive, do you find, with all your travel that you do, you can look at the different markets and find it quite interesting that the US market is very different to the UK, or are there similarities? How do you kind of find the different markets?
Right, now that's a good question. I would say there's probably more similarities than there are differences. I think our product line, is set up where, we scope it to sell around the world. The same starter and alternator that we sell in the US is the same spec in the UK.
Yeah.
And ultimately the end users, are putting the starter on the car. So a lot of the distribution channels may be a little bit different, but mostly they're the same.
And I've done a lovely wrong turn in here, so I'm going to be turning round. Obviously no one can see this.
Yeah, that's right.
The guy's just literally blocked me in here by doing it this way.
Let's
There we go.
see how you handle this.
I know, it's a big car.
Quite a challenge.
Thank God for editing, that's what I say. So in terms of going on to the marketplace, if you look at what you've picked up when you come to the UK, the consolidation necessarily in the market, is that something that you find replicated across the world with WA's reach?
Yeah, I think in the aftermarket in US and in Europe particularly, you're seeing consolidation of the customer base. You're seeing consolidation of the supply base, and that's a trend we see everywhere actually. Probably picking up more in the last 6 months.
And do you think it becomes an interesting one, because obviously as it consolidates further down, we're still ultimately serving the motorist, or ultimately serving the garage. So we've always got to take that into consideration, that we're looking after our customers, and I think that's a key thing for us to bear in mind in our marketplace, because there's a lot of change going on in not just our sector, but also mobility as a whole. How do you keep the business focused on customer? And that is ultimately not just the direct customer, but an indirect customer. So all your marketing, or your communication, and obviously your development is key to that.
Yeah, no, I think you make a good point. Even though there is consolidation, the end user is the same, and generally I look at it as a positive thing. Our customers are capable of serving their customers as they have strong platforms, and the consolidation of the supply base gives WAI an opportunity to really focus on new product development, bringing out alternatives that are high quality products that ultimately solve a need or a problem that we see, where we determine that the end customer is not getting what they need, or the product's not positioned the way it should be, and I think we have a strong network of strategic partners that we work with to endlessly improve that value proposition to them.
And ultimately that's the beauty, and everyone we speak to, and certainly when we're in this car, we're problem solvers, aren't we? That's what we do. So tell us about WAI then. Tell us about its US sort of history, but also its global footprint as well. When did the company start?
So WAI's been around since 1978. It's a family business. My dad bought into the company 30 years ago. So it's been in the family since then. I've been with the company for 20 years. I've been the CEO go for 5. But our history is we were a supplier of parts to rotating electrical specialists around the world, from a mom and pop shop to your largest rebuilders in the world.
Okay.
But about 10 years ago, we made a big strategic change where we developed a complete new line of starters and alternators, and decided to go direct to the retail and distribution aftermarket. And really the company's that strategy has shown success, and there was a need for it. But WI is based in Miami, Florida, but we're really a global company. Our biggest markets are North America and Europe and UK. I would say we have a big focus the last few years in the UK and Europe, and have seen a lot of success. Our headquarters over here is in the Netherlands, but we have a strong team and office based in the south of the UK.
Okay. And in terms of obviously all the things you get involved in, I'm assuming your inbox is pretty full when you look at manufacturing and production and all the different things that you get involved in. It's important to have a good team.
Oh, well, you took the words out of my mouth. I'm very fortunate to have built a good team over the years, and I'm also very fortunate to love what I do. So come in happy all day. Don't mind that my inbox is full, but fortunately I'm usually dealing with good things, not
good
major problems. But
good problems. And do you live? Are you close to the office, or close to the office in? Is it Fort Lauderdale?
Office is in Miramar.
Right.
As the bird flies, I'm close, but Miami is highly dependent on traffic. So if it's raining or there's a politician in town, then it could take a little longer. But not too far, maybe about 30-minute drive.
So what does Ryan do to occupy his time when he's doing that journey? Are you podcast person? Are you music person?
Right now it's the kids.
Brilliant.
My wife and I have 4 daughters, so that keeps me extremely occupied, and so I'd say I try to survive right now.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I've only got the one daughter. And tell us about the future for WAI. If you think about how globally we are, and this is this contradiction, isn't it? In terms, my camera's moved a little bit. That you have a move towards net zero, but the vehicle park is growing. There's going to be more. The diesel park is growing. It's getting older. People are holding on to their vehicles, particularly in the UK. Is it as confusing in the US as it is in the UK, where people are saying we're going to be heading down this road, but the stats and all the data are telling us a completely different thing sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, I in general, I view the change in the vehicle park or the change in technology as an opportunity for WAI and an opportunity for the aftermarket. I can certainly say that the U.S. market, the adoption rate, I think it's clear that it's slowed down dramatically.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing the fears of it's coming overnight, but you do see a slow trend. You do have people generally accepting that it's moving, but just slower than expected. Yeah. So short-term impact, it probably is extremely minimal to the company.
Okay.
But long-term, like I said, WI's strength is its product platform, and as you said, solving problems. So while the drivetrain may change, we view that as an opportunity to invest in other products that will fail. Yeah. We have a pretty big platform in vehicle electronics and electrical engineering design. So there's a lot of opportunity on an electric car, for example, where we can design a product and solve a problem.
And I think it's so brilliant that you're so agile to be able to do that, because I think in our industry we feel like, oh, this is it, we're over, the industry's over. The previous person that was in that chair left you a question, and obviously you need to leave someone a question for the next person. So the question from that person, which was Alison from Melksham Motor Spares, is a large motor factor in the southwest, said, what's the one value that you hold across life and work, the one value that you kind of adhere to, the one value that kind of governs you know, it's quite a good question. It's a very deep question, but so if you can do a bit of soul searching and think, what's the one thing that you would?
No, it's a good question, and with the 4 daughters, I think about this actually a lot. What am I trying to teach them? And you know, I think what comes to mind when you ask that question, or when she asked that question, is just, you know, I try to find my passion in everything, and so I find my passion in what I do in work, and I love what I do, and I try to make a difference for the employees at WAI, for, as you said, the customers.
Yep.
And in my personal life, I try to find my passion, which is my kids, and trying to give them the best opportunity and making sure they find their happiness. Yep. So I think if you don't have passion, then what's the point? And,
exactly.
So
that's a great answer, to the point where there is a podcast actually called No Passion, No Point.
Okay.
It's a boxing
All right.
promoter. I'll have to send you the link.
Okay.
So now you have the honour of leaving a question for the next person.
Okay,
and it's also one that I answer, by the way, because
okay,
I'm always greedy.
I didn't know about this part.
I answer it from my point of view.
Yeah, I guess I would ask, maybe in the similar vein of the what's your value, because I like that, of, you know, what makes you get up in the morning and fight hard every day?
That's a great question. I like that, and I'm going to answer it. I'm going to try and answer it. I think for myself, I think it is about being better, achieving. You know, I have a great family, a great life, and I think just getting up and being better, and that's the key thing. And I think moving forward, and you know,
so you're an optimist. Every day can be better.
Every day can be better. I'm a stupid optimist, Ryan, but
good.
Yeah,
I like that. So am I.
It's almost a romanticist, I would say, but yeah, it's about getting up and going, right, it's going to be better. Even though, you know, yesterday might have been really good, but I'm a glass half full person.
Me too.
I enjoy life to the max. You know, and all the cliches that come with that. Right. Work hard, play hard.
That's right.
You know, I think it's one of those things where, and I discuss it with my wife quite a lot, in terms of the hours you put in. Mm-hmm. You can't do what you do unless your partner in life does what they do.
Right. And
it works together as a team, and you know that, and that's good. And I think the reason why I'm in the industry that I'm in terms of the automotive industry, is the people. Right. Because I like doing this and storytelling. I like telling your story, not just WAI, but also Ryan. So, yeah, I shall pass that question on to the next next person. So, good. And finally, when do you leave the UK?
I leave Saturday.
Okay.
I'm heading to Italy to meet up with my mom, actually.
Right. Okay.
Little family vacation.
Yeah, and get back to the family. So, thank you for taking part in Carpool Aftermarket.
Thank you. This was great.